So I did my rounds. Now for flow, I'm just going to go up, down, up, and I'm going to go round, 1 figure 8, 2 figure 8, 3 figure 8, finish in the center. It's another example of very simple to do, long time to talk about. Okay? And then from here, actually, where am I wearing my glasses?
Wait, do you start at the bottom or the top of the string?
Well, I'm going from the abdomen. I just did the abdominal press. I just move up, you see? Okay? Now, come to the leg, cross. You already know this technique. This is a review. All right? Change hands, position your body up far enough that you can follow the leg over to the mat. And it's go as far as the breath goes or to the mat, whichever comes first. Okay? But in practice, I just want you guys to go to resistance. Please, please, please do not crank anybody's back without doing adequate warm-up. Let's just don't do that, okay? And then out, and I'm going to change sides. Now, by the way, did you see this little thing I did here before I stepped across? Mm-hmm. Why do you think I do that?
To let him know you were going to do something?
Yeah, I don't want to get kneed in the groin as I'm going from one side to the other. In other words, I just put this leg down. If I just went over, right about then is when he decides to adjust, and he'll catch me right in the crotch. Okay? So what I do before I step over is I actually touch that leg, see? And then as I step over, he's not going to knee me in the gonads. So I come over to this side. It's practical. It's practical. Then I go to the opposite side and do the same thing again on side B. Now this time, leave the leg crossed, back up, pull up the ankle and push forward on the knee to raise him up into this position, which we call the cross-leg combined. Well, look at
inverted 4.
Well, it's like an inverted figure 4, but we call it the cross-leg combined.
Okay.
All right. Now, step into a deep lunge. I know which side I lunge on. It's the same side as the bent knee. Okay? Just get that and you'll always have the right leg up, right? The background part of the ankle goes on top of the shoulder. This hand goes to the foot like a handlebar, and this arm straight goes to the upper back of the posterior thigh, okay? And then the way I'm going to create pressure is I'm going to inhale, and as I exhale, I'm just going to rock forward. 1, 2. Now, one other consideration. The reason I have this handle is not just for looks, okay? I want this knee aiming at this shoulder. I don't want it to collapse across the body. That's what this hand, see, it's active engagement, okay? Everything is here for a purpose. This hand is here in order to steer and correct this knee, all right? So, 1, 2, 3, excuse me, 2, 1, right? And then I'm going to change low. All right, first I always change the client first. One leg up, one leg down, place on top of the shoulder, and now I'm going to change position. Okay? And again, the bent knee I'm lunging with, same as the one that's bent here. If the leg collapses over, I'm going to turn it back so it's aiming at that shoulder at least. It's okay if it's a little wider even. Straight on the middle of the back of the leg. I'm as far down the leg here. You can't see where my hand is. Move till you can. I'm as far down here as I can be and still be on top of the back of the thigh. Okay? Now, I'm not pushing forward. When I lunge forward, my weight should drop down in. And it literally nails the hip. All right, you feel that? Okay, 1, and 2, and 3, and 2, and 1. By the way, this idea of 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's actually progressive pressure. See, there's less leverage closer to the hip, right? So I start my pressure at where there's less pressure. And then when I'm up here, see, there's more pressure, right? Because I have a longer lever against the hip. So I'm going from a lighter pressure to a heavier, but I'm finishing at the light side, okay? Just so you know. Now, I've done side B here. I'm going to stand up. And I'm going to walk to one side. Now, I know what side to walk to because his knee's pointing at it. Okay, so it tells me I go over here. Now let's lever. 1, 2. At the top of 3, I'm going to take a big step across and over and turn and face his head. And I'm going to set his foot right on my center line. I'm in basically a front stance. All right? A front stance means my front foot is pointing straight ahead. I have a slight bend in that knee. My back foot is set apart the width of my shoulders, and it's basically straight. But notice that my back foot is angled forward also. Not straight forward, but off at an angle. And when I turn my hips, I'm square. Okay? Because I'm square here, he's got a solid base, right? He's got a solid base. Now, once I'm in this position, or as close to it as I can get, some people are literally too tight to even get to this place. Do the best you can with what you got. Lever the toes down. Okay, with the hand on the same side as the blade of the foot, lever the toes down, bring the elbow over and start at the heel. An elbow press down the foot. And then when you get to the top point, press and hold that point for 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or until they start singing, whichever comes first. Until they join the choir. All right? All right, from there, I'm just going to do the other side. So reach down, pull this up, gently, okay? Not too rough. Don't like try to cram this leg down. Really just, they kind of know where you're going. Drop it down here, walk over to this side. Now I get as close to this arm as I can get without stepping on it. And first thing is the lever. The lever creates the possibility of doing the next step. 1, but it is a low, it's a back release also. 1, it's gentle. 2, top of 3. So don't try to step when the leg's still, you haven't done 3 yet. So here's 3. At the top of 3, I step over and turn forward. And the foot is now locked on my center. Okay? Once I'm here, lever down the toes. That puts the leg under tension. Bring your elbow over and elbow press. When you get to the top point, press and hold. And still have pressure on the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And the way you release this position for now is come up. Okay, you come up. All right, let me do it on someone else who wants. Anybody? Oh, okie dokie. All right. Valentine, is it okay if I touch your chest? All right. But actually, what I'm actually going to do, though, is I'm just going to do flow. 1, 2, 3, and then I do my figure 8. 2, and 3. I'll finish right where I started. Okay? And then I'm just going to back up. And I'm going to pick up the foot, cross the knee, keep the knee high. While I come up to the shoulder, then I'll take a big breath. And as she exhales, I'm going to go to the floor or the end of the breath, whichever comes first, then straighten the leg out. See, that's why I touch first. It's not that I'm sensitive. There's a reason why I do just about everything I do. All right, the steps up here, one hand on the knee, and I come up. Now I'm going to do the other side, side B. You guys already know this. Okay, that's pretty simple. Back up. See how I really back up so I can get a hold of this foot and I can push on this knee. Don't try to lift the foot by itself, and don't try to push the knee by itself. Push the knee, lift the foot, same time, all the way up. Okay? Drop, just lift your leg across. Yeah, there you go. Now, right here, big step into lunge. Right? Position the foot. Now, this has to go on top of the trap, on top of the shoulder, not on the chest, not on the collarbone. Okay? You actually have to bend over And now, if I'm too close and I can't get there, I back up. If I'm too far and I can't get here, I move up. I have to adjust, whatever it takes. This hand goes to the foot. This hand goes to here. See how I'm steering her out? All right, nice deep breath. Good. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, right there. I'm going to change her first. 1 up, 1 down, and then I'm going to change me. 1 knee down, 1 knee up, position, 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 and go. 1, 2. Now, if this knee's not moving, there is no pushing. So it's not this. This is not good because this is not coming from the core. Don't look at my hands. Look at this point on my belly when I do the motion. See how deep my hips come in? And that's the same motion as here. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now I'm going to stand up, move to the side of the bent leg. Now if she had dropped her arm down, like pull your arm down, and I want to go up there, I don't go outside the arm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push the arm out of the way. Just going to push it out of the way. Okay. Now, same side as the bent knee. Grab the foot with both hands. 1 on top, 1 behind, and nice and easy. 1. On some people, even this position will be horribly challenging. On others, it feels like butter, like nothing. Don't worry about it. The posture's still working, whether it feels tension or not. At top of 3, my back foot steps across, and then I pivot until I'm square. And now the foot will lock. Okay? From here, toes and elbow press down to the ball of the foot. 1, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 3. No. All right, just 5 count or until, you can't stand the noise. All right, change sides. One thing I learned a long time in Thailand. Thai therapists don't actually care if you yell and complain. They don't really care too much. Don't pay a whole lot of attention to that. Walk around to this side. Same thing again, yes? 1. See how easy this is? 2. At the top of 3, big step. Here's my front stance, right? See how there's a slight bend in the front knee, front foot straight ahead, back foot over the width of my shoulders, back leg is primarily straight, and the foot is turned on a diagonal. You see that? I'm solid. Here, toes, elbow, and press. Now what if Katie is working on Munir or Aaron? In this position, Aaron's foot is going to be somewhere around her nose. Okay?
Yep, that's true. I've
Somewhere
done it
around
before.
her nose, maybe even higher. Okay? All right, so what we do is, in this position, you push your belly out a little bit. That pushes the leg off of your face. Instead of trying to use the elbow to hook your fingers really tight, and you can do it with one hand, work the points down the foot, and then when you're going to do the holding point on the end, hook both hands and pull. All right? But now, I've just told you a variation, right, for this long person. But actually, sometimes I do this variation on people that are not too long for me. That this is actually an acceptable variation. This is the alternative to the elbow press, all right? And then the way to finish, for now, is bring this leg up. Don't go down, go up. All right? Thanks. Okay, guys, let's try.